Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the topic of covert or overt narcissism and codependency. Is this inherent? Is this inborn, or is this a learned behavior? And of course, there's a lot of information and thought that surrounds this. However, I really do feel, in my opinion and in my research, that it's essentially a combination of both. Really, a lot of it has to do with the original family unit and, healthy role models, healthy mirroring, healthy structure, healthy boundaries, learning to express one's feelings and being validated. All that does go to create a healthy perspective in an infant, and then into toddlerhood, and then into the teenage and young adult and adult years. And John Bradshaw, once again, in his book, Healing the Shame That Binds You, is able to really kind of take a look at and examine the trajectory of really how this plays out and how it impacts one's future development, and really along what track that they develop. And it is thought that the narcissist had an overabundance or over saturation of fulfilling of their needs. In other words, unhealthy narcissism, feeling that they're more important than perhaps another child in the family. They're more important than the other spouse. Their needs were overly gratified. They weren't given certain boundaries, learned how to express their emotions healthfully. And likewise, with a scapegoat child, it's the actually opposite, where they didn't receive enough mirroring. They didn't receive enough gratification of their needs. They didn't have, specific validations. So it really impacts differently, really on each individual child and each individual case. And of course, with all of this, it's, a combination of art and science. And so also, then the codependent, who is, also shame-based, has essentially learned that in order to survive, it's better to take care of others than to take care of yourself. So, it really is a combination of both. However, when we look at some of the physiological developments, especially in the brain scans of narcissists as well as psychopath individuals, that they do show a physiological difference as their brain scan manifests. The left anterior insula, a thinning of gray matter that relates to the processing of emotions, compassion, is shown in brain scans of narcissistic individuals. And likewise, there's also deficits in the paralimbic system, the amygdala, those things that also process conscience, impulse control, morality, along with empathy and emotions, that we see really a very slowed activity in the brains of the psychopath, which are those individuals who really, contain all the components of a narcissist. However, they actually lack a conscience. So they're actually, devoid of knowing right or wrong, and really aren't able to stop themselves from committing certain immoral acts. They don't see it's immoral, and it goes to basically satisfy their impulse and their needs. But very quickly, I want to just reference some components that John Bradshaw and other discusses in his book, and realize that I think she had also asked that, does the narcissist, consciously select this? Well, I think, the narcissists, they do become aware that they're different. They feel basically superior to others. So, it's a conscious acknowledgement, certainly, from these people who feel, either gifted intelligently, intelligence, or have a gifted talent, a prodigy of sorts. There are some who, are very humble and have a great degree of humility in possession of their gifts, and they don't use it to exploit others. Then there's the narcissist who is conscious, of perhaps they feel superior because of, certain elements or ongoings in their life, or just how they feel as an attitude and mindset and personality type. and use this to take advantage of others. And definitely the psychopath most indelibly uses this to take advantage of and exploit others. Not all, but a good degree. So in terms of a conscious, selection of it, I do believe that people become aware, and then definitely the codependent person does really, begin to realize that they were sensitive as a child. They were very cognizant, very keen to what was harmful and what was not harmful in the family. They were able to observe and see, where love was missing, where love was lacking, or where truth exists, or where truth was lacking. So they're able to very much perceive these and really sense these, which is what empathy is. So it's a heightened sensitivity or a heightened sense of really where love is present, where love is absent, especially as it relates to the family and things of that nature. And then, of course, then that carries on into their work and personal life. And so John Bradshaw, in fact, I think I'm going to add this into a second video here because it's a little bit, there's a nice comparison that I think I can put out there and share with you, see if this resonates and makes sense to you. Peace and harmony with you here today. Hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.